some things in the world of VR. And I think that's going to be kind of fun. There we go. I'm going to try and put that over there so that it's not too far in the way. Let me go like this. There we go. Now it's off to the side over there. We can leave it. I think Doc just came in. There's Doc. How you doing, Doc? Welcome to the show.
Hey, are we on?
We are on. I can hear myself in your room. Oh my goodness gracious. So, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just bought something actually.
You just bought something. What did you buy?
Yeah, I just bought something. Yeah. That's why it took me so long to get here. Well, something popped up and said, "Hey, buy me," and I'm like, "Okay."
You're so gullible. Suggestible. Some reason you're all the way back in your chair again, too. Oh, the class of 22. Oh, you've got a gardening belt. Look at that's perfect for your gardening channel, isn't it?
So I'm all gardening here with, I got my gloves on, I got my hat on.
I
so
see that.
I figured because it came out about the same time as the shirt. I figured I would put on a shirt.
Absolutely, the class of 22. I love it. Wow, that's
I can't seem to find a place to stand.
Why are you Okay, let's fix that.
I'm stuck. Moon created him.
Hang on. Hang on. I got to find the configure on this thing. There we go. Okay, let's configure that so that it's no longer going to hold you hostage. Configure. Come on, you silly thing. Where's my configure at? Oh, it's up there. Okay, we're going to make it a decoration. You should be able to move through it now. Where did you go?
Oh, I'm right here. I was trying to... Oh,
did you get out? There you go. You got out. I like that a lot, though, Doc. That's really cute. You want to see what I bought today?
I don't know if it can be seen. I can't tell if it's seen or not. So
let me see here. Yes, absolutely. They can see you if you stand right there and look up at the camera and say hi. There you go. Yes, I think that's adorable. Let me show you what I bought today because I wanted this when it came out earlier, and a
little bit of drift.
Yeah.
Drifting all over the place now.
No drifting. No drifting.
Okay.
No drifting.
You get what you're getting together, and I'm going to try to get...
Okay, I'll show you what I got. I wanted this when it first came out, and somehow I missed it. What do you think? Is it me?
Rec Room Live Roundtable. Oh! I don't think you're going to be able to fly in that.
You don't think I'm going to be able to fly in this bucket? No? Well, I figured if I was going over the falls in a barrel, that this would be the ideal outfit, because it's a little bit crazy. And you have to be a little bit crazy to go over the falls in a barrel, right?
Definitely a little crazy.
Okay. Well, there you go. So I have my rain hat on so that my head doesn't get wet when I go over the falls. And I got my gauntlets on here that'll keep me safe because they're steam powered. These are steampunk.
Shows that you're all geared up.
I'm all geared up. And I got my necklace on, or my neckerchief on, that will keep me dry because it won't get wet. This is an unwettable thing, right? Isn't that right? Right?
I guess.
All right. So what do you think? You think it's me?
I love it.
Okay. You like my beard?
Doesn't seem like a Moonhair thing. What do I keep ending up with?
I will go back to my other outfit then. Whoops. I keep moving.
Ditto.
Woo. I got to go all the way back to the beginning. I understand that there is some kind of an experiment going on with the saved costumes menu. And I don't know, maybe some people have got this already, where you can name your outfits and they're searchable. And
Okay.
it's not on mine. I'm hoping that comes out because boy, that would be really nice. Because I have 10
I mean, I have more
pages
pages to hold outfits now than, I mean, it's
Yes.
crazy, but I
Yes.
don't see any way to search them. So.
No, there's no way to search it yet. So, but I saw something on the dev blog that they were talking about that. So, if you've got that, let me know how it's working out for you because I'm really interested. So, anyway, well, we've got some things to talk about here today. Let me see if I can't get that up and moving here. Let's see. Oops, wrong thing. I need to go to OBS Studio and change there we go. So, make that a little bit smaller, put it right there. Lock that in place. Okay. So, we were looking for things to talk about today, and one of the things that I found was an announcement from the powers that be that Quest 1 is no longer being supported by Rec Room. I guess from what it says, hey there, Rec Room fans, we've received some support questions and feedback and want to confirm that we are no longer supporting Quest 1. We understand that this news may come as a disappointment to players still using this platform, but the team is constantly striving to provide the best experience possible, and unfortunately the technical limitations of Quest 1 have made it challenging for us to continue supporting it. We thank all our Quest 1 players for being part of the Rec Room community, and we hope that you'll enjoy the game on our other supported platforms. We're committed to bringing exciting updates and new features to Rec Room, and we can't wait to share all of that with you, especially something big later this year. They keep hinting about something big this year. I know. It's just quite maddening. I wish they'd just get on with
something
it. Yeah.
Big
Something
this year,
big.
later, summertime maybe.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And it says, thank you for your understanding and support. Game on. So
they probably found out that the Quest 1 isn't fast enough to run the new stuff and would just bog down the game.
Yes, I think that's probably
the choice was
what's going
drop
on.
it or not build new stuff or drop old stuff. So
right. I think that's probably the situation, which is kind of sad. I mean, I'm sure that the guys with the Quest 1 were very much having a good time with that, but they're not going to be having a good time with it anymore. So that's how that works. That's the first part of the news today. Let's see. And the next thing, you found some stuff for us to look at.
Well, you know how I'm always interested in how VR is going to affect education. And,
absolutely.
That I found a few things falling into the healthcare industry. Two things that fell into the healthcare industry, which was really interesting. Pretty much surrounding nursing, I think.
Right. And
so you're gonna bring that up now?
I am trying to get that up. It's not cooperating. Let's see if I can do it on the monitor instead.
Well, in a synopsis.
Here we go.
In a synopsis, it's kind of which one are you doing? The senior citizens one or the nursing?
The senior citizens one is the one that you gave me first, and
okay.
So I that's the one that I am. Well, actually, the next one that you gave me was on the patch for All That in a Bag of Chips. Did you want to hear that first?
I don't care. We'll get to the nursing thing in a minute then. Okay.
Okay. It said, it says new home. Some of you with iPhones will start to notice that something new when you first launch the app. So this is only for iPhone players. This is what we're calling home. Our new launch experience. Home was created to load quickly into Rec Room and brings in what you already love about rec.net. You can scroll the feed, comment on photos, discover rooms, and chat with friends, all in the core Rec Room experience, being a tap away. So there's a new home for the iPhone players, but that's only going to, affect a few people. So that's that. That's all about it.
Comment below if you're an iPhone player. I mean,
that
we
would be
mainly deal with VR, but I guess if you had an iPhone, you had a head, holder type thing, you could probably be in a VR situation. So
right. The next thing is that social isolation. This is the problem. Social isolation is a dangerous reality. Our parents and grandparents are at risk of social isolation. Parents and grandparents, when we've left the nest and we're not at home anymore, we're off to college, we're having our own families, we're, far into our adult lives, they end up in senior living communities more often than not. And that can make them feel as if their freedom is limited. In fact, 40% of seniors living in residence will experience depression of isolation during their stay, making this a modern mental health epidemic. So, I mean, it's really a big problem. And I worked when I was
absolutely
when I first got out of high school. I worked in a nursing home. This was many years ago, but it's a sad place. Parents and our parents are in there, grandparents are in there. They see their families once in a blue moon, maybe at Christmas or on their birthday, or, some people are lucky enough to have somebody come and visit them once a month. But think about it. If you didn't see anybody that you knew and loved more than once a month, that's harsh. That's really harsh.
Yeah, that's really harsh. Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess that's where a VR headset could really change things up a lot.
Absolutely. And that's what this company is going to be is doing right now. There's a company out there. They're showing that this kind of isolation can be as detrimental as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. 50% increase.
That's a lot of cigarettes.
That's a lot of cigarettes. I couldn't afford that. I mean, they're really expensive now.
Right.
That's why I'm glad I quit a long time ago.
Cancer sticks. Yeah.
But 50% increase in dementia, 29% increase in heart attacks, and 32% increase risk of stroke.
I mean, just with that alone, I mean, having the headgear, being able to put on a headset and go someplace. I mean,
absolutely.
Oh, speaking of going someplace, does this mention that stuff that you mentioned before with the traveling to, or is that this group that's doing it?
This is the group. This is the solution company. The solution is a company called Roundtable. This is a shared experience VR. I don't even know what to call it. It's VR immersive experience. All they have to do is put on a headset, and one of the people who's helping them, to maneuver this has a tablet, and the tablet runs all the headsets, so you can have a whole room full of people, and they can all have headsets on. They're all traveling to the same corners of the world. They can experience incredibly powerful and particularly exciting places, so that these older adults have more cognitive interaction with one another and with the people around them, and they're seeing things that they wouldn't see on a flat screen television or in a movie or anything else. They can actually take them and onto Google maps, and they can walk down, virtually, they can walk down the street where they grew up and see what it looks like now. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool. The whole
Yeah.
thought that I can just see, an afternoon for a whole group of older folks that are able to go and as a group go visit each of their homes. I mean, that would be a 2-hour experience for all of them to go visit where they lived when they were,
Absolutely. Absolutely. They can even do things like going to where they got married, or where they, maybe stand out in front of the place where they honeymooned. They can just do anything they could do in reality if they were mobile, because a lot of them are now in
Right.
wheelchairs. They're unable to go very far because their health is bad, but they can actually see these things in such beautiful living color. It provides the residents an opportunity to virtually leave the four walls of their community to explore, check off bucket list items, and engage with the world in ways that they thought were no longer possible.
Yeah, it's like I always wanted to visit the Eiffel Tower. All right, let's go do that now. What?
Yeah.
It's like it's not
Absolutely.
really actually visiting the Eiffel Tower, but
Yeah.
with Google Maps, I mean, it's hey, this is what it's going to feel like, except maybe a little colder, a little windier, a little wetter.
Right. Right.
I mean,
Absolutely.
this is what it would be like on a nice day.
Yeah. And they can create new friendships through the power of a shared experience. A lot of times, these older people, they don't want to mix in with older people. They don't want to make new friends because they maybe have lost old friends. And, it's hard to make new friends. I mean, even as young people, we have trouble making new friends. So this is a place where they can have a shared experience and come out with unforgettable moments and stories that probably wouldn't happen if they weren't using these tools to see a little bit more of what's going on in the world and to share their world and their thoughts. So,
well, I hope
yeah.
I kind of hope that if a person has a VR headset and knows somebody in a nursing home or in a place where they're kind of alone all the time, maybe ask them if they want to just try it. Try it a couple times, maybe for 5 minutes and then 10 minutes, and then
Sure.
Work them into it, because that extra connection, that extra, you can't really call it mobility, but you can definitely call it more than just sitting and watching a TV.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's some exercise happening.
Absolutely.
Just even though I sit when I'm in VR.
Right.
I mean, I get a lot of arm exercise. There's a lot of movement that you wouldn't get if you were just sitting in front of a television.
Absolutely.
So, I think it would be good for for older folks, especially. I mean, the you can adjust the glasses for everybody. You can adjust the sight.
Right.
Get proper sight. I mean, you can get eyeglass things for it and stuff like that. So anybody should be able to pretty much use the headsets. And I really think, I'm sure sooner or later they're going to say, hey, this is bad for this and this and this and this. But I mean, once you're up there in age far enough, why not?
I mean, if you're, if you're in a nursing home, you're probably on your way out anyway. Might as well enjoy it, might as well enjoy your time.
Well, you might have a few extra days by having VR, because
absolutely,
it's going to increase your enjoyment of living in the first place.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So less chances.
Anytime
help the dementia, help the
Anytime you can reverse that sad, depressed feeling of being all alone in the world and put something else into your psyche so that you have a more uplifted feeling, I think you're doing a good thing.
I think I think the companies that sell the headsets are missing the boat on this one. They could really open up a lot more opportunities by getting these to that whole new demographic of people.
Well, I think that's why this company has come about, is because that's exactly what they're doing. They're going into nursing homes. They have a website, and again, it's called let's see, it's called Rendever. And if you know somebody who's in a nursing home, or if you work in a nursing home, let people know about it. Find out how to go about getting this into wherever grandma and grandpa are at, and helping them out.
We are not, you know, we're not getting paid to talk about this at all. It's just something we found that we thought was interesting. You could do it with any headset, but this is a group that, you know, specifically deals with this demographic of people.
They have programs and things that are set up especially for people who are in that situation. And I personally just feel like it's an awesome way to help others. And it might even be something that
I would say that playing paintball wouldn't be the right thing for first time use of a headset with, you know, an older person who's not used to technology. Maybe going into YouTube and seeing an elephant up close would be kind of cool, where you're just sitting still and just looking around and going, wow, I feel like I'm really there. That would be a really good use of a headset for, you know, a senior who's never been on a headset before. Or, you know, seeing the Eiffel Tower, sitting still so that there's less chance of dizziness and stuff like that. Falling is not an option for an older person. So whatever you do, make sure they're sitting down.
Yep, absolutely. Make sure that grandma's sitting down when she's got the headset on. It's kind of like, don't put grandma on the skateboard, because that's just not a good idea. Okay. Our next bit is on some new research. There's new research that suggests that virtual reality could enhance the training of future nurses, offering practical experience beyond the walls of inpatient clinics. Nursing students who carried out VR training demonstrated higher performance in infection control, initial assessment, and oxygen therapy, all subdomains that are tested and scored in nursing schools. The research examined the general effectiveness of an immersive VR simulation training program that could serve as a replacement to pediatric clinical practice. After one control group received typical inpatient clinic training and one intervention group completed simulated VR training, all students underwent an in-person simulation test to compare performance outcomes. The total performance scores were measured to be significantly higher for the VR group compared to the clinically trained students, with no notable differences found in medication administration, focused assessments, or patient evaluations. The person who did this study, his name is Sizgowski. He believes that VR could offer hope. These preliminary results offer promise and demonstrate the potential of immersive virtual reality in the future of nursing education and preparing the workforce of the future, she said in the release.
Well, I mean, just thinking about what you're saying there. First of all, they're not talking about giving someone a shot. They're not talking about giving someone some pills. They're not talking about, you know, doing anything like that. They're talking about, you know, the hand washing end of it, what could be potentially dangerous as far as germs and surfaces, walking down the hallway, who's masked, who's not, how to deal with someone dealing with that issue. Real life situations that are hard to synthesize in a real life situation, whereas in the VR, I can see that being really easy. You know, go about your day, and you're basically like almost like playing a game, and you know, excuse me, man, but you have to have a mask on in this wing, or don't forget to wash your hands because you know this isn't making sure we wash our hands when we're helping a surgeon with tools. Yeah, all of these things that a nurse might do.
Right.
Very important. I mean, life or death situations for certain situations. So, I think, I mean, if that meant that the real life situation of the education could teach twice as many people, because they're really, hitting home about how to do the shots and how to take the blood pressures and how to do, all of the, medical distributions of stuff and writing down of stuff in the actual clinic, but learning the basics in a VR situation ahead of time. I mean, what's the possibility of doubling the output of nurses? Because there's a need for nurses. I mean, if a person wants to be a nurse, by gosh, make them a nurse. Secondly, will it make getting nursing school cheaper? Or, I mean,
I think it'll make it more successful.
Personally, I think nursing school should be free.
I agree. But I mean, not even CPR classes are free. But I know that the last time that I took the CPR course, a lot of it was online, and it was videos that you watched and pictures that you looked at. And I think that assessing a situation, if you're not doing something every single day, and you're doing it, once in a blue moon, going over those pictures, looking at those situations, checking all of the things that are visually in front of you is so important when you're trying to assess whether or not someone needs to have an AVR, and if they need to have, just if they're choked, if they've got something in their airway, all those different things that can happen. And I think it's really the best way to do it, because how else are you going to simulate that situation? I mean, Recessa Annie can only do just so much. And they do have, they do have some electronic equipment now that where you can actually simulate using the paddles on a person, so that you know whether or not you need to do it. How it actually has a thing where you put it onto the dummy, and it tells you whether or not they need to be charged, and it's all electronic on that little machine that you use. And I'm telling you, it's really important to be able to do that hands-on stuff, especially when it's not something you do every single day. Now, naturally, nurses, they're always assessing people. They're always looking at oxygen and things like that. But it's hard to simulate when someone is not getting enough oxygen. That's something you have to look at them and actually see what's going on with them. Are their lips turning blue? Are their fingernails turning blue? Is there some, oxygen deprivation? Are they breathing in a certain way? Things like that. And I don't know much about nursing, but I'm imagining all of that. So, yeah, I think it's brilliant, and I think that more and more of this is going to come along, because people need an opportunity to do this kind of thing. And if we ever have another situation where we have to shelter in place, or to be, where we can't go out because of the air quality or something like that, then these kinds of things are going to be absolutely necessary.
Yeah. So if you have a thought on this, please comment down below and let us know. Let us know whether you're watching this now or watching this later. We'll take a look at the comments.
Absolutely. Okay, so the next thing that we looked at today, you sent me something from Mashable.com. Now, Mashable.com is a news, I won't say agency. It's a newsletter that covers lots of different topics, and we'll talk about it a little bit more at the end. But they recently did a test on the best VR headsets for 2023, and only 3 models made the cut. Can you guess which ones?
Wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair if I guessed because I kind of read the article. So.
Oh, you read? Okay.
Although I only remember one of them. So.
Well, on this screen we've got MetaQuest 2 was number one for as far as price goes. PlayStation.
It's also considered the most valuable one, but only because cost versus usability was
yes.
Real nice.
Yes, and then
might not be the best one out, but it's definitely for the cost to usabilities, definitely.
Right. The PlayStation 2 and then the Valve Index VR kit. Now we're going to look at the best, what they said about each one of these, the price points and the good and the bad about each one. So the best value was the Quest 2. The MetaQuest 2 is a fantastic VR headset for anyone, especially newcomers. It's all-in-one design, portability, convenience factor, and price point make it an unbeatable value. And I have to agree with that. I that's what we have. That's what we use.
Yeah, that's what we have, and it's very, very, very nice. I mean, I take that back. We've got the Quest 2 before it was Meta, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, we won't go there. It comes in at a price point of about $399, so about $400. The good about it is wireless, and it's all-in-one design. It's portable, immersive UI, direct touch feature, surprisingly good battery life. I have to agree with that. And it has a great price. The bad.
You can also run it plugged in, so I mean.
The bad. Okay, here's the bad part of it. You have to have a Meta account to use it. Well, that's free, right?
I agree, that's bad.
I agree, but it's free. It is free.
What a pain in the butt.
Yes. Graphical power isn't as strong as the other picks, but if you use it using Oculus Link or with Steam VR, that is an improvement. It does make it better.
But because you have to have a Meta account, it can be very taxing on you trying to hook into that link because, I mean, yeah, someday I will.
Yes, especially considering you lost your... and we won't go into that. Okay.
Well, I know. I mean, you mess up your account and you can't get into it. It's like, well, that sucks.
I agree.
I want this really bigger VR experience, but Meta is like, I don't know who you are. And
yes.
I'm like,
I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
I'm like, yeah.
Okay, and the last bad thing about it is the head strap is a bit annoying to adjust. Well, there are fixes for that too that you can get on Amazon, and so that can be fixed. But for the
it wouldn't be the highest. It wouldn't be the highest valued thing if they actually had a good head strap because it would cost that much more.
That's true. That's true. Because I paid about $35 for the thing I'm using for it.
Right.
Okay. So now the PlayStation 2.
Am I still using the original?
Huh?
I'm using a different.
You have a back thing.
Apparatus that touches my face.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that too.
Oh, and I have a little plastic back thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes it a little bit better. Yeah. I bought.
And there's a lot of options you can add to it that help alleviate the issues. But once again, now you're getting into cost again. More cost.
Yes, absolutely. So. It ups the price.
That's another
point.
Downfall for it.
Right. Okay, so the PlayStation VR 2. Best gaming library. So, if you already have a PlayStation 5, we think that picking up the PSVR 2 is a no-brainer. Its library of exclusive games is great and continually expanding. And it offers the most immersion out of all the options we've tested. So it's really very much more immersive. Oh, wow. But it costs $549.99. Okay, it's $149 or $150 more than the Quest 2. The good things about it...
There is something to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. The good things are that it's got great exclusive games. It's highly adjustable, so the head strap must not be a problem. Haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. And it's the most immersive experience of all the picks. So those are the good things. The bad things, it gets sweaty very quickly. The front of the headset feels fragile. And the worst part of it, the worst thing is you have to also have a PlayStation 5, which means that you've got to put out another $400, $399 to $400 to buy that. So
unless you already have one.
If you already have one, that's one thing. If you don't have one, we don't have one.
Yeah.
That would be a bigger expense. So
yeah, we keep computers around, so
right.
For us the Quest seemed to be the better option, because if we want the higher, more immersive experience, we can pair into it.
Absolutely.
But I mean, when it comes down to cost for that higher experience, it's either the Quest and the computer, or the equivalent in Sony, in the PlayStation, where you get the headset and the Sony PlayStation.
Right.
But I can't imagine that Sony's going to kick butt on the gaming end. I mean, they've been doing gaming for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, PlayStation, I mean, this is PlayStation's domain.
Yes.
Now, in the Quest, though, I think more along the lines of, what if you want to do business or classwork and stuff?
Right.
I wonder if that's going to be, what's the business end going to go looking like? Will it be PlayStation, or will it be, Quest 2? What's the next one?
I think most of the platforms for business, though, are multi-platform, so I don't think that would be a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, our last one is the Valve Index VR Kit. Best
Valve
for power
Index.
Yeah, Valve
VR
Index. Yeah,
kit?
It's from Steam.
But, I mean, couldn't have they called it something cool, like,
Well,
I mean, I guess Valve and Steam is, I don't know. All right, let's go on through. I just feel like it could have had something better.
I'm sorry, I didn't name it.
Yeah. Hey, what headset are you on? Oh, I'm on a what's it called again?
Yeah. Okay.
They couldn't have called it, the Vision Maker or something. I mean,
I don't know. Okay, so it says it's the best for power and performance. The Valve Index is geared toward hardcore VR enthusiasts. But if you can't afford it and have a means to run it, it's the best graphical experience out there. It's $999, and you buy it from Steam.
I'm going to have a...
It's all right. It's okay. Don't die.
How much?
Don't
They
die.
couldn't even afford a good name for it, and they're selling it for almost $1,000.
Well, I can't help that. The good things about it and the bad things about it. Okay.
1,000. I got 1,000 bad things about it.
You're so silly.
If you include the name, it's 1,001.
1,001 bad things about the Valve Index. Yeah, it does. I mean, even it doesn't even look the name's weird looking even. Okay, the good things about it it's got amazing graphical experience, top tier motion tracking, extremely impressive audio, finger tracking on controllers is best in class, in-depth lens adjustments, comfort and fit are great.
Oh no, that's good.
Yeah, the comfort and fit are great, it says. Now, the bad things, setup is pretty complicated, so you'd have to have help. And the second thing is you need a powerful PC to run it, which we have powerful PCs, so that wouldn't be a problem for us. But the worst bad thing about it is that price, and you're absolutely right. $1,000 for a headset is a little crazy.
I mean, I guess it depends on what I can do with it that I can't do with the $400 MetaQuest. It's another $600 for comfort. You get the MetaQuest, buy another $100 of the gear, and you're at a $500 item with really good comfort.
Right.
I mean, I've got glasses on. I've got a special eyeglass face piece that we got separately, and it works great. Yeah, I am so impressed with it. Glasses don't fog up or anything. I could also buy lenses for my MetaQuest.
Right.
Then I wouldn't even have to wear glasses while wearing it.
Right.
Head straps and stuff are available that make
Right.
it really comfortable. I mean, I say another $100 on top of the MetaQuest, and you're in pretty good shape. And if you want high quality video, you just go ahead and hit the, get yourself $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000 computer, and boom, you're good to go.
Right.
And $1,000 for the headset alone, though.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
What's the name of that last one again? I gotta get my head around this. It's like the C3PO-R2D2 face mask of visuals. I don't know.
Valve Index VR kit is what it's called. Okay.
Valve Index VR kit. I'm trying to put a picture to this. Is it like a valve you turn and let steam off? Valve Index, but it's an index. And now I see this card index that doesn't make sense either.
No, it doesn't.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I know you guys are all techie, but just get a little bit creative. Ask your creative friends. They'll probably do it for free. Hey, throw me out 10 names for.
Well, they could have had it. They could have had a contest. They could have had a contest. What should we name our VR headset? Come up with some really brilliant names.
Right.
Like
we'll give you $1,000.
Yeah,
and boom, you got a decent name.
Yeah. Because that one does suck.
We'll give you a free one. That's $1,000. You won't be able to use it because you don't have a strong enough computer, but
at least you'll have one.
You can put it on your shelf and go, yeah, I've got one of those. No, I never use it. But.
No, I never use it. I haven't got a computer to work.
I mean, I'd like to try it out and see the difference. I mean, there's a big, huge difference.
Right.
But they got to come up with a better name.
I know. I agree. The Steam powered popper. I don't know. Anything would be better than that.
But the steam mask, the
steam mask. Yeah, that kind of. That'd be good too. I like that steam mask. Something. I don't know. Anything.
There's got to be something.
Yes.
Something better than that name. It's like, well, what are we trying to do here? This is lack of advertising effort. Okay.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see what else we have. There's some other new uses for virtual reality. They are using it to treat to treat anxiety and PTSD. It may not be suitable for all those for people with epilepsy or for others it can cause motion sickness and dizziness and disorientation. And there is plausible.
Wait. That's everybody.
Well, that's
when
true.
you first start, you got motion sickness and dizziness and. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's true.
Keep going.
That's true. Oops, wait a minute. I pushed the wrong button. Let's see. Let's get back to this. Okay. And there's the other plausible risk is obsession, which I can't even begin to relate with. With patients.
Obsession. What are you saying? It's addictive or something? We've decided to treat alcoholism with headset
a new addiction,
use, and they no longer drink alcohol. They do nothing else besides be on the headset, but they don't drink alcohol.
Okay, well, so
I don't know.
There are
smoking with the headset on doesn't work either. Great way to stop smoking until you're not doing anything but being on a headset.
There you go.
It's like, how do you smoke on a headset? You can't. Your hands are a little on the busy side.
Yeah, that would be, kind of.
Of course, with both of those things, alcohol and cigarettes and other, addictions, a lot of those are due to symptoms, like anxiety. And they're saying it helps anxiety. So it could, in general, fix the anxiety issue or help deal with the anxiety issue, causing these other issues to go away, because those are these addictions are symptoms of this other
it's just
situation.
It's just like anybody who has a horrible fear of snakes or heights or airplanes or whatever. They can experience it, and that's been a type of therapy that's been around for a long time, where they have immersion therapy, where they put you desensitize, just that what you said, and and honestly, I mean, I can get up there on the top of that rec tower in squads and jump off of there, and yes, I do get a little bit of a flutter, but I don't throw up anymore.
Yeah, but you couldn't do that when we first started. You couldn't get up onto the top of that antenna and look down, because it would absolutely drive you nuts. So.
I was like, whoa, I'm out of here, and but I can climb up there. I can fly out of those things and land, and it does change your brain's way of looking at things. And I don't think it's a chemistry thing. I think it's your mind's ability to accept something that terrified you in the past. So I think it's a really awesome way of using VR, is to help people with that kind of a thing. Now, let me see. I think that's the end of our thing. I did want to say that Mashable is a large independent online news site that covers digital culture, social media, and technology. The company also hosts a job board, which I thought was kind of cool, that promotes listings to 45 million unique visitors each month and 25 million social followers. I had never seen Mashable before, and I was very interested in the site.
What story did they cover? Was that the last story we just looked at?
That was the story about, okay. And it was also the other one too. Let me see. The VR, the VR headsets that they tested. They did a testing on. So they do things that are.
Did they do the nurse one too?
No, not the nurse one. No, that was a different. All right. That was a study, and it's on the slides that I showed. So, in fact, I can tell you that now. It's that was from
both.
I know, that was from ctvnews.ca. I think that's Canada, isn't it? CA.
Yeah.
But that's where that study came from. Is where first from that website. That's
where it's from, eh?
Yeah. Hey.
We live in southern Canada, northern United States. It's like 20 minutes away from us, eh?
Yeah.
We used to have a lot of Canadian friends coming down before they closed the border up and made it to where you have to have a passport to get north or south.
Yeah, we don't have those. They're expensive. Okay, so that's all we have for today, Doc. You got anything else you want to?
If you want to help us get a passport, just comment in the bottom, and we'll let you know where our Patreon page is.
Yeah, or you can send us a piece of pizza. We have.
There you go.
And you can support us through
pizza.
Yeah, you can support us through Buy Me a Coffee if that's something that you'd like to do. We'd really appreciate it, and it's a nice little site, and we like it. So, please, if you enjoyed this today, please like and share and subscribe if that's what you would like to see more of. We always love to have you, and give us some ideas of things you'd like us to talk about on Rec Room Roundtable. Pizza! Now we got to go over there to eat it.
Yeah. Well, we can't put it on this table because nothing stays on it.
That's true. That's because it's decoration. It's only a decoration. Don't forget to check us out on The Joy of Maker Pen, too. That's my other channel where you can see all kinds of fun and beautiful things to... Oh, thank you. Oops. Now, fun and beautiful things to make. And I talk in my sultry voice. That's what he says.
Sultry voice. Okay, so I guess that's it for this. We went over new stuff you can buy in the store with the gardening belt and the I don't know, there might be some other stuff. That's the only thing it popped up and I was like, I gotta buy that. And
All right.
And then
we'll see you guys later.
And did. Oh. Yeah,
we talked about VR and we talked about all kinds of wonderful things. Well,
education.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week at 1:00 on Saturday, PST.
Bye-bye. Bye. We'll also be doing a live stream tomorrow over on Mythical Moonhair. Woo! Yay!